870-3447.
Listen to Helpline daily at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Eastern on CRN.
Animal lovers, it's time for Rescue Radio. And now here are your hosts, Christina Hackett and Chad Atkins.
Welcome to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
I am actually on a little vacay as well as you are. So we're calling in today, aren't we?
but is it ever really a little vacay? The dogs always seem to still find us.
Well, I have to say, for the first time in a year and a half, it's actually a vacation for me.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I fully shut down my mind for 7 days. So
wow, so I don't know how that's possible. I'm jealous right now.
I've had to with all the past year and a half not getting a single day off. It's been much needed.
Oh, yeah. Well, how was your event? How did everything go with that?
It actually was wonderful. We were able to raise net $26,000 at our event last Sunday. So as a surprise, my partner was able to get me away for a few days. He wanted to surprise me because he knew how much I had been working and how hard I'd been working. So he got me this little excursion, but $26,000 for all the homeless doggies and kitties of Ventura County.
Wow, I mean, that makes such a difference, right? I mean, that's incredible.
Gosh. Well, you know, we do spay and neuter monthly, and lately it's been coming out of our pocket. So this actually will go really well to helping that and a lot of our other medical costs that we have. You know, I didn't realize this, but planning for my event, I realized that we have spent $64,000 in the first 6 months of 2015. So I was pretty floored by that number. So yes, this $26,000 will be very helpful for us.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So how are you doing? You're still in Italy?
I'm still in Italy. Everything's going good. It's much different here than it is in the U.S. Like just ability to be able to do things and get things done, and they work at a slower pace, I'll say. But the animals here, like I'm already seeing a difference. I've got more and more coming into the garden that I talked about last week.
Well, congratulations on that.
I've made a little haven. But now already the people in the town, I mean, they're already starting to notice the collars, and they know. So they're like, okay, if those dogs have been taken care of. So just in a few short weeks, it's already starting to take effect, like the changes. You know, you've just changed the perception. And before they were more concerned, they didn't want their kids around the dogs because the dogs were, you know, free running in the streets and they were full of fleas and ticks and things of that nature. But now I'm already seeing a difference in the street because they're starting to recognize the collars. So in just a few weeks, it's already made a difference.
Let me ask you, do you think when you leave, because I believe you leave on the 21st, do you think this is something that the village will keep up, or because you spearheaded it, it might fall apart? I mean, I know that's probably a concern of yours. Are there any steps you're taking to hopefully? Oh, well,
absolutely. Well, that's the biggest thing that I'm implementing is making sure that it stays in place and everything keeps going as I continue. So that's, you know, it's like, okay, I mean, I have to get back to my babes in the United States, but I still, you know, I can't let these guys, they're starting to get used to, you know, having food every day. So we are putting systems in place. So we'll make sure that someone comes by and cares on them and loves them and makes sure that they have food and water every day. So it's a pretty big undertaking, but it's worth it when you see their appreciation and you know, it's a universal language, like the language of love. So
yes.
So it's working pretty well.
Well, congratulations on that. That's pretty amazing to be able to implement that in a few short weeks.
Oh yeah, no, it's really fun. It's fun.
So when we come back, do you want to? Since we don't have any dogs to do you want to do our news stories? Because I believe we're going to be having Jill Anderson come in. Is that correct?
Yes, I do have this. She's calling in and
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Welcome back to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk.
So we didn't even know we went to commercial break. That's we're going to have probably a few snafus today because we're both mobile and we're calling in on our cell phones. I'm from Mexico and you're from Italy, so you know you have to bear with us today.
This is an international event,
right? Now we just have to get the international listeners going on, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. We have to kind of pull that together. So, so I wanted to touch base. So we talked about a story previously on the 4th, on 4th of July, actually. And just to remind listeners, so a Santa Barbara man by the name of douchebag will spend a year in jail and 5 years of probation for pleading guilty to 4 felonies, 2 of which are animal cruelty charges. Chen admitted to torturing and abusing his girlfriend's Doberman Pinscher puppy, breaking his legs, ribs, cutting off his penis, sexually assaulting him, and burning his back legs with a lighter. The puppy had to be euthanized if the vet rehabilitation proved unattainable. So let's remind everybody that it said that he had burnings on his back legs with a lighter. He also had 80% of his body that had third-degree burns. Yes.
And I want to make sure that we get his name out there instead of douchebag. I want people to know that name because they really do need to know how important this is. And you know, we can go on and talk about it because I don't know if Jill is on yet, but it's Duanying Chen. And I believe he is
of Santa Barbara.
And he is a Chinese national here on a student visa. So just so people know what's going on is he got 1 year in jail and 5 years of probation for basically brutalizing this puppy, and which could not be saved. The Doberman Pinscher puppy ended up dying at the vet's office. Yes,
and so now I guess let's see. So they actually have a march to be held tomorrow, 7/19 in Santa Barbara, to promote Davies Law, asking for tougher punishments for animal abusers and torturers. So now this is happening in Santa Barbara, and it's also on Davies' Facebook page, Saving Davy.
Yes.
And so they have all the information, and we'll also have it on our Facebook page, Rescue Radio. But
Absolutely.
Now this is a matter of trying to change laws again.
Yes.
This little guy, precious puppy, 5 months old, was tortured by a person with no remorse. In his pleading, he's like, "What's the big deal?" You know, he wasn't even remorseful in his sentencing hearing. He was just simply, it was a matter of, like, yeah, it's a dog. What's the big deal?
And this is where, you know, people need to realize it takes the masses to change the laws. You have to go out there, and you can't just read these. You can't just comment on Facebook. That's not enough. If you're around Santa Barbara tomorrow, we highly recommend that you go out there and stand for, you know, what's good and right in the United States. And don't just complain about it. The one thing that irks me the most being a rescuer is when, you know, we both have Facebook pages and you get either, you know, congratulations, God blesses, prayers, or condemning on Facebook, but nobody actually goes out there and does the work.
Exactly, exactly. And I know Jill Anderson from Shadows Fund Rescue. I do know that she's spearheading this whole thing, trying to bring more attention to this event.
She's walking the walk and talking the talk.
Exactly. And so everyone can make a difference, and just remember Davey and support him. And if you have any comments or questions or just insight or things that you want to mention about this, you can feel free to call us at 818-353-1276 if you want to add to the conversation regarding Davey and what this horrific person did to him. So, again, that number is 818-353-1276. So this is a situation. They have a march tomorrow, and then I do know that it's, we are obviously both remote right now, but
yes, we are.
But we'll see. I know that we had a few people that wanted to discuss this, so we'll see if they call in. But there's a few other stories that I wanted to cover here. I know that I'm sure you heard about this, and I'm seeing it all over Facebook. But Brad Pitt and Bill Maher slam Costco for their treatment of laying hens that are caged, sometimes 5 to a cage, to lay eggs continuously. Maher explains how investigations into this type of factory farming show many hens have spinal cords in such bad conditions that they become paralyzed. Pitt delivered his message by a letter that stated how immobility causes hens to have atrophy in their muscles and bones, and further said that these types of cages have been banned in California and most parts of Europe. Now, this is something to actually pay attention to. If they ban them in Europe, like obviously I'm over here, and and they're a little bit behind on things as far as animal rights and such compared to the United States.
Yes,
now, if this is a system that they've banned over here, you really have to think how atrocious it must really be.
Well, and I can speak from personal experience. Probably for the past 5 or 6 years, I've had my own laying hens on my property where I live. And I have to say, when chickens are stressed out, they actually lay less. So whatever they're doing to these hens to be able to make them lay, just as amount that a normal hen would do that's calm and not stressed out, it has to be A, terrifying, B, it has to be, detrimental to their bodies. I couldn't imagine, putting that into my child every day. I have a 7-year-old and he eats fresh eggs on a daily basis. So I couldn't imagine putting that into my body, knowing what torture we've done to the animal. I'm not a vegetarian and I'm not a vegan. And I am okay with eating meat as long as it's properly, handled and the animal is treated humanely. I have no issue with that. And I also believe in, truly using the whole animal. Then I think you pay respects to it. But this, I just don't understand this, why this day and age we're still doing this.
Well, it's cost-cutting measures. And so, and you hit right on it regarding whether you're vegan or you're vegetarian or you are, you do eat the proteins. Regardless of what your stance is on it, I don't think you should be okay with the way that they're treated. And I know there's been some programs out there that I've seen, and I was like, oh my goodness. It makes me go to vegetables for weeks. Like, okay, yeah. I can't even think about it because of the atrocities that happen with this. And it's all about money. And I know that there was a big issue that Foster Farms had some time ago with the same thing. If you see the conditions that they're in, they literally keep them in these huge just cages, and they're pumped with hormones, and they keep everything dark in there so that they don't want to exercise. They don't get the sunlight so they continue to get fatter and fatter to go to the market. And like whenever their bodies are too big because their bones haven't developed yet, and their body's too fat for their little bones and their legs break, then they're just tossed aside. And it's really a matter of whether you eat meat or you don't. Why must it be this cruel for the animals?
Well, I guess when our animal system is the way it is, we really can't be surprised. We can all raise our arms up and scream and yell, but if people don't actually walk the walk and talk the talk, it's not really going to make a difference. We still put thousands of animals.
Let's pick up this conversation as soon as we've returned from commercial. And you are listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk.
CRN travelers, relax at the beautiful Fountain Grove Inn and Conference Center in Santa Rosa, California. Come to quality and come to luxury. Experience the newly renovated guest rooms. They're generously sized and they're decorated in the Tuscan tradition. They have great, incredible pillow-top mattresses, luxurious linens, and down-filled comforters. The Fountain Grove Inn also offers complimentary Wi-Fi and internet access. There's warm cookies and coffee every evening in the hotel lobby, and you can visit the newly remodeled Equus Restaurant and Equus Lounge with its new wine bar. It's the ideal place to relax and enjoy a glass of wine and watch our What's Cooking on Wine show on CRN with host Larry Van Alst on Wednesdays. It's the Fountain Grove Inn, Hotel, and Conference Center located in the heart of Sonoma wine country. It's easily located in Santa Rosa off the 101 Fountain Grove Parkway exit. Call 707-578-6101. That's 707-578-6101 or visit fountaingroveinn.com.
Are you nearing eligibility for Medicare benefits? Then you know now is an important time in your life. Medicare benefits can be a complicated puzzle. You don't want to overpay for your Medicare coverage or get the wrong plan. Let Health Markets Insurance Agency help you. With one free phone call, a licensed insurance agent will help you select a Medicare plan that's right for you and your budget. If you're becoming eligible for Medicare, call today and learn how to get the most out of your benefits.
800-793-1960. 800-793-1960.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is the DBA or assumed name of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., which is an authorized insurance agency in all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Not all agents are licensed to sell all products. Service and product availability varies by state.
Call 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960. 800-793-1960.
Managers make mistakes. Leadership expert Ken Blanchard.
I wrote a book with Colleen Barrett, who was the president of Southwest Airlines. She had a wonderful saying, people admire your skills, but they love your vulnerability.
Admit your error, especially when it impacts an employee's performance.
You got to take credit for that. You say, gee, I just want to apologize. Maybe I didn't make it clear enough about what we're working on in the direction we want to go. And rather than them thinking less of you, they will admire you more, because everybody knows all of us aren't perfect, and if you fess up, then people are willing to fess up their mistakes rather than trying to hide them.
Ken Blanchard and co-author Spencer Johnson have updated their management book, first published in 1982 and on the New York Times bestseller list for years. The new version reflects a more successful management style, positive partnership. The book, The New 1 Minute Manager. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP. I'm Aileen Ellis.
Welcome back to Rescue Radio,
and CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Well, okay, we got that we were off a little bit, but we both said it, so we're back.
It's okay. It's in stereo today, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I know that we were talking about this situation with the animals, and so really, it's just a matter of how cruel do we need to be for $1. So I think that's the whole thing, and I think that's what Brad Pitt and Bill Maher are trying to bring attention to. And I think Costco, we'll see how they play this out, what they end up doing, because they're a big company, and generally they do respond. They respond to these kind of things. So we'll see what they end up doing with this.
Absolutely, and I think until the public puts pressure and they don't purchase the eggs, it's all about supply and demand. If people aren't purchasing them, and they're only purchasing organic and cage-free, then that's all they're going to carry. So, I know about a year and a half ago, I switched over when I did have to buy eggs, when I didn't have the laying hens. But, I just tell you, it is so different. The flavor, the taste, it's better for you, and you're not torturing an animal. You don't have to have that guilty conscience when you're sitting down at breakfast and eating an egg.
Right. Right, no, exactly. And so, I don't think you could get much more public than Brad Pitt and Bill Maher, though.
No, and I think whoever is behind this, which is probably the Humane Society, because they're really are good about immobilizing the celebrities. It's perfect, because you got to get the big names up there. I know with any rescue, anything. I did wonderful for my brunch, but when you get a big name behind you, it just legitimizes you, and it brings attention worldwide, because you drop the name Brad Pitt Bill Maher, and everybody's ears perk up and listen.
Absolutely.
So let's move on to our next story.
To this case and
what was that?
So hopefully, with those kind of names, people are going to perk up, and hopefully we'll see a difference. So we'll definitely follow up on this and see how Costco responds to it.
Absolutely. But you remember I think it was on the 4th of July also, we spoke about the Fresno case. So I guess there's an update on that. But let's just go back and read a little bit about that. So the Fresno police responded to a complaint about a dog living in squalor with ticks and no food nor water. The complaint was made on a Facebook post. The officers found the dog in a poor condition and removed him from the premises. 2 days later, they responded again to the same address after a complaint of a dog hanging from its collar. When responding, the dog was dead. Investigations into both cases of animal abuse have been initiated.
We did talk about a Fresno case before, but I don't think this is the same one, because if you remember, the other one was because he had him in the back of his truck.
Well, then this is a little disconcerting then if it's not the same one.
No, it looks like there's 2 horrible cases of animal abuse in Fresno.
Wow.
So animal control came out, removed the one dog, but they didn't notice there was another one? I mean, what happened here?
I don't know. I don't even know quite what to say about that. I mean, it seems as though, and I mean, if anybody knows, I'm from Fresno originally. It kind of is disheartening that, the animal abusers there are being taken so lightly. I mean, because this is the second one in a matter of a month that has made national headlines.
Yeah, I'm actually. Oh, there's the pictures. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now I've seen pictures. Okay, it's so. These kind of things are so disturbing in so many ways. But I do want to know what happened here. If animal control came out, then how did they not notice? I mean, obviously they confiscated one dog from the premises, but how did they not notice the other one? And then what caused this horrible person, whoever is responsible, to then hang this dog up like that? What kind of person does this? But I will say that this is why, a lot of these dogs are the ones that are coming into the shelters. Like, the one dog was confiscated, so that poor baby needs love more than ever. Covered in ticks, and he was neglected and things of that nature. And those are the dogs that you and I both are pulling from shelters, these dogs that have been mistreated and abused, and they're usually the most grateful of them all.
Well, and what's sad is, we're there's a big thing right now in Santa Barbara for justice for Davy, but just imagine the animals that don't get justice. Imagine like this dog right here. I mean, this is not the first time this person has probably done this. This is not the first time there's an abuse case. And yes, it's great that we're bringing justice to Davy, but it saddens me that there's so many animals out there that aren't being heard and are being abused and being tortured just for fun, for pure fun, because people, I don't even understand it. I logically can't wrap my head around it.
Well, I mean, how many of these dogs do we pull from the shelter every day?
Oh, I mean, that's pretty much all we pull.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're there. They're mistreated, they're abused, they're neglected, they need medical, and they need love. And these
so
are
it looks like we're ready for another break. You're listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com, 310-873-4422.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. Really? They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
If you're struggling to find reliable senior living information for your mom or dad, then call or go online to get the free help you need during this turbulent time. Call now, 800-471-5173, 800-471-5173.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to go to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club. Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Can you believe we're halfway through summer? Live a little without spending a lot. That might come as a shock, but good times are meant to be good times. Ooh, and in awe at Columbo's succulent, delicious steaks. The freshest offerings from the 7 Seas. Italian specialties so outstanding that chefs from Rome and Milan come to Columbo's for training. Let's not forget their world-famous meatballs and join the chorus as another one bites the crust. Another one bites the crust. Yes, another one bites. Another one bites. Another one bites Columbo's world-famous pizza. Plus jazz every night. Columbo's is Good Time Central without breaking the bank. Columbo's, because it really is that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's, Manja.
Welcome back to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk. So, Chad, you were doing a little searching while we were on our break.
I was, and while we were on our break, I went online and I found actually a story. It's from July 17th, which is just yesterday, in regards to Fresno County, that they have recently just created an animal cruelty unit because of probably all this media attention they're getting. But the one thing that they're finally tying in, and this is something that will tie perfectly in because we have Jill on the other line right now, but it will tie perfectly in. People need to realize why we need to have stricter laws and penalties for animal abusers is because they have done the study, and approximately 75% of domestic violence victims who go into shelters have said their abusers have also abused their family pet. So 75% of the people who abuse their family pet have typically abused a family member also. So that's why. That is the key. I mean, yes, we want to focus on the animals, and that's what we're here for. But at the same time, for humanity, you know, the fact that these people are out there abusing these animals, they are also abusing human beings.
And to understand their lack of humanity, clearly, because if they're not stopping just with the dogs.
Never. It never stops.
That,
and even those that, I guarantee you the other 25% are also abusing family members as well. Which brings us, let's go directly into Jill because I want to make sure she has her say and gets the word out there today.
So we've got Jill Anderson on the line from Shadow Fund Rescue, and she's calling in about Davy. And now this is the case that we talked about that's in Santa Barbara that we covered. Davy was the puppy, the Min Pin that we spoke of earlier that was tortured by a Chinese national named Duaney Chen. and they're holding a march tomorrow. So, Jill, are you with us?
I'm here.
Jill?
Tomorrow.
Hi, guys.
We have Jill.
Jill, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hi, Jill.
Welcome,
How are you?
Jill.
Hi.
So now,
Hi, guys. How are you?
You've got a big march tomorrow.
We do, and hopefully we're going to have a huge turnout. There's a lot of interest on social media.
Now, give us a little bit of where it's at. I mean, we've talked about Davey. We've actually spoken to you a couple weeks ago in regards to Davey's story. So, but give us a little bit of a recap and tell us what you hope to accomplish with tomorrow's march.
Sure. Just to recap for any listeners who may not be familiar, Davey is the story of a young 5-month-old Min Pin puppy who was just absolutely heinously tortured by a young man. He had his bones broken. He was mutilated. He was sexually abused. He was burned over 80% of his body. And ultimately, he had to be humanely euthanized because a team of veterinarians, after trying for weeks, could not relieve this dog's suffering. And on June 30th, this young man who pled guilty faced sentencing and was given, the bare minimum that he could be given. He was just got an absolute slap on the wrist. And that's what tomorrow is about. Basically sending the message that we're tired of tolerating animal abuse in this country as if it were a traffic ticket. It's just not okay. As you mentioned earlier, there is a high correlation between animal abuse and human violence, and even if not, just the egregious abuse and torture of animals in its own right is something that we don't need to tolerate anymore. So,
well, it definitely needs to be a zero tolerance. Now, Jill, give us, because I read more about this after we spoke before. Now this man and his mother, both who live here. Now, neither one of them showed any remorse for this act.
No.
So it wasn't like he was given a lighter sentence because he was remorseful and he understood that he did something wrong. Now, there were things I read in a number of reports that his mom just said, well, he didn't know it was illegal.
Correct. Yeah, his mother pleaded on his behalf for leniency, claiming that he didn't understand it was against our laws, that he's young, he's got college ahead of him. So yeah, they made a case as if if your college future and your lack of understanding of the law should justify this absolute moral depravity.
So I mean that actually makes no sense to me, because when we go to a foreign country and we don't abide by their laws, I mean, we can actually spend our life in prison there. So that makes no sense to me whatsoever. I mean, you go into a country, you abide by their laws, or don't go into the country.
And I just want to hit on that for one moment, and I'm not suggesting that we adopt the same sort of laws that China, for example, has, but what you just said makes a lot of sense. We know when we go into a foreign country to sort of behave, or there are going to be consequences. And that's because they've done a really effective job of sending a message of this is what will happen if you don't. And we've done the far opposite of that in this country. The message we're sending to animal abusers and torturers is, you'll be inconvenienced by having to show up in court. You might pay a fine. You might go to jail for a few months. But all in all, your life is going to continue as usual. And that's what we need to change. There needs to be a strong message that we don't tolerate this. There will be consequences. These folks are a threat to society and to animals, and we need to take that seriously.
Even beyond that, Jill, I mean, this could be 5 different debates right now, because you go into jail here now, and I mean, you have cable, you can get your high school diploma, you can get a college degree. What we offer prisoners nowadays, instead of them being in prison and having all their rights taken away, they have just as many rights: a free meal, a free roof over their head. Yeah. It makes no sense.
No, absolutely not.
Well, definitely, and I think that whether he knew that it was against our laws or not, there's laws of humanity. Absolutely. There's laws of decency.
Right.
There's basic just kindness, and it's absurd to me for someone to say, I didn't know it was against the law.
Right.
So when you're looking into this puppy's eyes and you're using a lighter to catch his legs on fire, or you're cutting his penis off, you didn't know it was illegal, but so you think it's okay?
Right. There's something very, very wrong with that.
just humanity. If I, look, I know that if I go to, you name a place, okay, I could think of the most third world. I spend a lot of time in Africa, right? So, Africa is way behind us in our laws, but I know if I go to Africa, I can't just look at somebody and decide to, cut their finger off.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I don't have to even know or understand their laws to know that's not okay. No. And what this horrendous, hideous person has done to Davy,
Well, Jill, we're going to go to commercial break. We want you to stay on. We want you to tell everybody where you're going to meet tomorrow to start the march and what exactly they can expect.
Yeah.
You're listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kbhmaui.com. That's kbhmaui.com. Aloha.
Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
Have you ever considered adding a home security system but thought it would be too expensive? Here's the good news. There's never been a more affordable time to help protect your home, valuables, and your loved ones. You can now get a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home, your authorized ADT dealer, with the installation of a new ADT monitored system. Here's even better news. Your new system, worth $850, is free. You pay just a $99 installation charge and purchase monthly monitoring for less than $2 a day. Call Protect Your Home today at 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. Get the peace of mind that comes with owning an ADT monitored system, plus a $100 Visa card from Protect Your Home. Call now, 1-866-669-8954. That's 1-866-669-8954. 36-month monitoring contract required. General terms and conditions apply. Visit protectyourhome.com/terms.
Welcome back to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk. And we have Jill, and Jill is we're discussing with her march for tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow we are going to be gathering in Santa Barbara. It's a vigil. It's a time of mourning to mourn Davy, but it's also a time to march and rally public support to start changing our laws for the animals. And what we're going to do is
the march that you're having tomorrow, it starts, I have it Sunday, July 19th at 1 p.m. at the Santa Barbara Courthouse at 1100 Anacapa Street in Sunken Gardens. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And the website, you have a website, Davy's Law. It's DAVEYS.
Yes, hyphen law.
I forgot. I just totally drew a blank with that little hyphen. Oh, it's a hyphen. That's what it is. I forgot I drew a blank what the hyphen is. Okay, so davies-law.com, and it's Justice for Davy. And so, and tell our listeners exactly, like, what tomorrow. I mean, it's a march for Davy. We want justice for Davy, and we really want to do, the legislation for mandatory prison terms for animal torturers, and we've already seen the correlation between people who torture animals and then they turn to people and how it progresses in a sickening manner. But give us an idea of your march and what you hope to accomplish tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we will begin with a program. We'll have speakers, including some local and state lawmakers. We will have the founder of the Diana Basehart Foundation, who actually organizes March. We will be joined by Chris DeRose founder of Last Chance for Animals, who will be the keynote speaker. And, the purpose of the program will be to just raise everybody's consciousness, focus on what we need to do together as a community to move this forward into results. And then we will march to demonstrate just the public outcry and that we're not going to stand for this anymore.
So, Jill, let me ask you, have you guys also thought about doing a demonstration during court hours when you'd have to please correct me. I don't remember the judge's name, but I know you do by heart. If you can tell us, would you guys consider doing a demonstration while the judge is in session, so that way he can really see what a stupid and foolish and ignorant judgment we have?
Yeah, we did consider that, and here's what I'll tell you our thinking is. The reason we elected to do it on a weekend as opposed to during court hours is to be able to get as many people there as possible, and so many people would not be able to attend during the week because of work.
Of course.
We've got folks coming up from L.A., coming down from Sacramento. So we got folks in Connecticut asking if they can wear a T-shirt there tomorrow to kind of wave the flag for us out on the East Coast. So we wanted to make sure we chose a day that folks could be there. That said, Judge Hill has most definitely gotten the message. His name has been so publicly shamed in our county. The letters, if you go to our local newspapers and our online blogs and you look through it, the topic of Davey and Judge Brian Hill is on there still 2.5 weeks later, still dominating the letters to the editors, the op-eds, the discussion points. If you look through the online blogs where most topics get, 15 or 20 comments, the Davey one gets hundreds. So Judge Hill's name is known far and wide in no good way. So I think we achieved sending the message to him for sure. And that message will continue to be sent when he's up for re-election in 2020. For now, we're going to focus on rallying the public and letting them know what they can do and showing our lawmakers that the public is ready for change.
But sadly, part of it is we have to keep Judge Hill's name in the media because we can't have people passing judges in office who are doing this. This is not. I'm sorry, I don't want someone putting a murderer back on the street and risking my child's life, my animal's life, because it was such a dumb, foolish ruling that I don't think many people can understand. I still don't understand how he, at the time, couldn't see better. I mean, that's why we put judges in office, because they're supposed to know, they're supposed to be wiser, they're supposed to have more experience.
The way we look at it, our judicial system is meant to serve four purposes. One is punitive, obviously. One is to protect public safety. One is to act as a deterrent. And the fourth would be rehabilitation. Well, Judge Hill bombed the first three, absolutely. He didn't do anything to punish Duan Ying-chin. He did not protect the public safety. He did not send any kind of message to serve as a deterrent. So that means that his decision was grounded solely in rehabilitation. Well, if anybody looks at the recidivism rates of animal offenders, if they look at the rates at which those folks then escalate to humans, putting your faith in rehabilitation for this kid, was a pretty unfounded gamble, in our opinion. So yeah, the sentencing is just not justified any way you look at it, whether from an emotional perspective or a public safety perspective. It just was not justified.
You've made me speechless. Christina, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm kind of breaking in and out. It's probably the whole international thing. Well, thank you very much, Jill. I appreciate all of your insight. And we have Jill Anderson from Shadows Fund Rescue. And again, the march is tomorrow, so we have that in Santa Barbara. And so, Jill, can you go ahead and give us the Facebook page and the information again so that we have that, so our listeners have it, so that they can go directly to that?
Yes, the Facebook page is Justice for Puppy Davey, and updates are constantly being posted on that page. Again, Justice for Puppy Davey. The website is davies-law.com. And we hope to see everybody tomorrow at 1 o'clock at the march.
Thank you, Jill.
Perfect.
You're listening to Rescue Radio
and
on
thank
CRN
you
Digital
for
Talk Radio.
Justice for Davey.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was the location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
Suddenly single and in her 60s with lots of expenses, Bonnie Moore started looking for roommates.
What I discovered is that there are so many single women who don't have the finances to actually rent a place of their own, and living with somebody else provides the kind of companionship that we need.
That went well, so Bonnie started a national database for older women and men interested in shared housing. It's called the Golden Girls Network.
You can sign up as someone who's a homeowner and you would like to have a roommate in your home, or you can sign up as someone who is a roommate looking for a new place to live.
Also, there's advice on security issues and tips on finding compatible roommates. The network is developing a Find a Companion service so seniors can stay in their homes with a roommate who's willing to do chores in exchange for reduced rent. The website is goldengirlsnetwork.com. I'm Aileen Ellis. That's Primetime Focus, brought to you by AARP.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Hi, this is Fred Dreyer. Join me and Michael Horn on the PM show Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, here on CRN Digital Talk. We talk about things in the sports world nobody else does. So listen in to me and Mike at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on CRN Digital Talk. And go to crntalk.com for more information on other show times. And don't forget to take us with you by downloading the CRN app on the App Store.
Welcome back to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk. So we have the Justice for Davy tomorrow, so we were just talking about that. She was nice enough to call and give us more information on that. And so I wanted to touch base. I know we only have a few minutes left. But on July 24th, there's an annual law summit, the first annual law educational event of its kind. The Animal Law Summit brings delegates from several jurisdictions across the United States to present on numerous hot topics of judicial and legislative animal law development, allowing for a comparative analysis and synergy. Future summits will occur in other cities with a steadily increasing number of participating jurisdictions, so that eventually the summit will be the exclusive venue for collaboration and study across all states and territories, including international animal law components from Canada and Mexico. So the examples of areas to be covered, like Michigan's Registry for Animal Abuse Offenders, the Logan's Law, legislation over Idaho's Agrag Law. So there's a number of laws, and we can, of course, list all of them that they plan on covering here. But I think this is an important little summit. I wish I could be there.
Yeah, no, this sounds amazing, and I think, bringing to light Justice for Davy, the Fresno cruelty laws, all these animal cruelty things that are happening right now in the United States and worldwide. I think it's bringing enough attention that it's finally time that people want to make a change, which is great. And where this is being held in, is it Seattle? Is that correct?
I believe it's up in Washington.
Okay, Washington, yes. So, but you can Google it and also be on our Facebook page. But so we will be in the studio next week. I know we only have a minute or two left, but we'll be in the studio next week, both of us. We're finally back. You're back from Italy. I'm back from Mexico. What do you have going on until you get back into town?
Well, you know what? I just want to say a great big thank you to the rest of my team, and I know you have a team back at home also. But the fact that I'm here and I'm able to take care of the animals and the whole, the project I've got going here with the homeless guys, and I have my team back at home that's diligently taking care of the rescues that we have there. I just want to say a great big thank you to my AFA team.
I agree. You got to realize, people got to realize that it really does take a village to do what we do. And without, I do have employees and my volunteers. I couldn't do it. I mean,
no, it really does, and they're fabulous. I mean, they care about the animals, and they know, and I'm getting updates. I know exactly what's going on with all my medical cases, and, I mean, they're diligent about it. They're very careful with them. And so I just want to say a great big thank you to them, because I couldn't do it without them. Like, I'm here working, and, of course, I can't help but take care of the homeless dogs here. But, I mean, I have to work, so I'm here, and they're taking care of all the kids back home. So yeah, well, it does take a village, and I so appreciate them. So I just
exactly.
Throw that out there really quick.
I couldn't say it any better, honestly, because I actually, for the first time in a year and a half, I get to take a little vacay and shut my brain off for a second, and I know everything is taken care of. I mean, it's like 10 events over the next week. And I'm not going to be at half of them where I'm normally at all of them. So.
Yeah, so, no, great big thank you to them. And, again, listen to us next week at 12 o'clock. And you can like us on our Facebook page, Rescue Radio. We have Paul Works has a Facebook page. Animal Foundation has a Rescue page. And we want to thank you guys all so much for listening this week to Rescue Radio on CRN.
And we also have to thank Tomas, who's in the studio today.
Well, thank you, Tomas. I know we've given you a challenge, but thank you so much for helping us.
He had to hook in 3 phone calls today, so he did an amazing job. But again, you're listening to Rescue Radio. Follow us on Facebook. Follow Paul Works on Facebook. Follow Animal Foundation of America. And next week we will be in the studio. We're going to be working on getting a special guest out there so that we can
we're going to have pets again with us next week, so that'll be fantastic.
So you're listening to Rescue Radio on CRN Digital Talk Radio. Have a good week.
That was your theme. Are you tired of hearing your favorite talk radio show sound like this? What if you could hear your favorite shows in crystal clear, high-definition digital sound? Well, with CRN Digital Talk Radio's 6 channels of high-definition radio, you can now hear all of your favorite hosts like you've never heard them before in CRN HD. The difference is amazing. Catch your favorite political hosts like Dennis Prager, Tom Hartman, Barry Farber, and so many more. Entertainment and lifestyle programming like The Robert Conrad Show, The What's Cooking Show, and The What's Cooking on Wine Show, all in true CRN HD audio. Sports, business, travel, food, wine, politics, there is something for everyone, and it's all available in CRN High Definition Sound. Log on to www.crntalk for listings and information on all your favorite shows. That's www.crntalk.com.
The radio channel